but the Haku I have. So this is my Yamamoto captain. No, that really makes much of a difference. Module-wise, it's currently return speed, boost. I currently have torpedo attack time. I'm not sure if I really need that. I currently have dive bomber health because my torpedo bombers don't get into enemy AA because I'm long-range stealth dropping. If I feel like I'm losing too many planes, torpedo bombers, I'd probably swap that. But dive bombers have to be on top, which is why I gave it the health bonus. I went with concealment because I want a stealth drop, and then I went with plane health because I value that more than the speed, because I don't actually want the cruising speed of the aircraft carrier squadrons to be higher. I actually want it to be slower. Captain skills. The mentality here with the aircraft is the torpedo bombers. I use, if I go back to the modules here for a second, I use the long-range torpedo bombers. Wave of 4 times 3, right? So their detectability 6.1, but the torpedo range is 8 kilometers, and that's the important thing. You can drop these torps from a long distance at 50 knots. Torpedo acceleration doesn't work because you lose too much torpedo range, in my opinion. So last gasp is very good. So is air supremacy for aircraft servicing. I need a 2-point skill. I don't think improved engines is the right skill, to be honest. And adrenaline rush does nothing. So to be honest, it's probably jack of all trades. I'd probably drop the aircraft speed and go with jack of all trades, simply because I don't want plane speed. Because hear me out here, right? The idea of my torpedo attacks is I want a stealth drop. And if I want a stealth drop, it's attack 1 at 8 kilometers, then attack 2 at just before 6-1, and then pulling away. But I don't want the planes going so fast that I can't drop and then pull away. I need to slow down, drop slow, and then pull away. Or if I want to reveal my attack, I will go slow drop 1, slow drop 2, get a full set of fresh engine boost from last gasp, and then the third one goes slow, and then they drop at like the minimum drop range. So that way you've got 3 waves coming in. But when you reveal the planes, it basically tells them, oh look, there's a bunch of torps I need to move. So the first drop and the second drop, which are much further back, takes such a long time to get there, they won't actually hit. So plane speed is bad in this scenario. Okay, it's not great because it takes longer to fly out to your target, but it's better for when you're doing your bombing run. I'm taking survivability expert and aircraft armor. Survivability expert is only plus 15 per plane. I'm not sure if it's really mandatory. However, the Japanese planes have F recall after the second drop is something, but sometimes I want to squeeze in like a third attack, and that's where last gas comes in. But like normally on the British line, I'm not taking survivability expert. I'm taking demolition expert for extra fire on the rockets and the bombs. But since the AP bombs, I don't think demo expert is just for rockets, so the 3 extra points goes over to survivability. But it's usually 1 for armor, 2 for demo expert if you have HE bombers, or go for survivability expert as the third option there. At the 4th line, because I'm using torpedo bombers, I definitely want sight stabilization. For the other 4 points, well, see, I'm not using torpedo acceleration or other type of stuff. I'm going to go with concealment expert, because the bombers, you want to get them as concealed as possible in 6.1 kilometers. So that is the build. Although, as I say, I'm probably going to redistribute that. I want to get jack of all trades instead. I know. The 150 health, but the thing is, the planes by themselves, it's only a small amount, but ask yourself, what are you going to spend the 3 points on other than survivability expert? If I take demolition expert, it's only a few extra fire chance on rockets, and I'm not going to use rockets a lot on the Haku. If I use superintendent, well, that's just the ship itself. That doesn't do anything. BFT doesn't do anything. Basics of survival. Well, if you're being attacked a lot, basics might be helpful, but the thing is, fire time's already 5 seconds on the CV, and the flood time's like 20 seconds, so that's kind of useless. You could maybe drop the 3 points there, and you could go proved engines, or you could drop the 3 points from survivability expert, and then say the proved engine boost. That would give you 4 points, and then you could take RPF. That would also potentially work. Yeah, you could go RPF. That drop the engine boost. Thing is, having the extra engine boost is nice for the attack runs, but you know what? I think I like that even more now. I think that's something I want to experiment with. Excuse me. There you go. So we're not taking torpedo acceleration because we're dropping from a distance. You can abuse AR and competitive friendly fire to boost your plane. Yeah, but it's plane HP for plane speed. That's useless. That's not your. It's not your. As far as I understand, it increases the speed of the aircraft carrier squadrons as the aircraft's HP decreases. That's the aircraft HP. So when your planes are practically dead, they're much faster. That's irrelevant. Last gasp is better than overall engine boost. Yes, because engine boost is just 10%, whereas last gasp is a full amount. So you've got 3 waves. If you've got 4 waves, it's not worth it. But if you've got 3 waves in a bomber, it is worth it, in my opinion, because you have a full amount of boost, you drop with the first, you use the full amount of the boost for the second one, or however much is left, and then immediately in the third one, you need to make the most maneuvers or slowing down, accelerator, turning, you get a full set of boost on the torpedo bombers. So that's why last gasp was useful, because it's only 3 waves. If you have 4 waves, for example, and not on this one because these are all 3 waves, then you don't really get the benefit out of the last wave, and so. Yeah, so that's kind of interesting. And then that's my mentality at the moment. I've got the RPF, I can hunt down a stealthy ship if something's coming nearby. Whether or not I actually need that is debatable. But you're doing the core gameplay with this is use the torpedo bombers, use their stealthiness, weave your way using the minimap and the detectable bubble on the radar. Use it to weave your way through the enemy ships, and then long range drop something, stealth drop it, or because they're 8-kilometer torps, area denial. If there's a cap zone, there's a narrow channel, just drop. So you create like an area denial, like a shimakaze, you know. Something like that is my current playstyle. And then the AP bombers, I've given them the extra 7.5% health module in the ship. And these are actually not that bad at AP bombing battleships or cruisers. So if you want to use that while you're waiting for torpedo bombers to come out, you can do that. And then if you're desperate, the rocket planes would be my last choice. But the fact is we have RPF. If we're finding something, we can find it, you know. Yeah. The idea behind the Hakuryu, the stealth build, would be to maximizing your torp bombers slow enough. Yeah, making them slow enough that you can maximize your drops before being spotted, so no engine boost makes sense. Exactly. Well, yeah, the engine boost, you still use the engine boost to slow the plane. There's a stock speed, but you can use engine boost to slow the plane down. I mean, go fish, rather than just reducing the throttle. You actually have to use engine boost to slow down, but it's still something used to slow down, so you can drop, and then, you know, a third drop. But you can't drop all 3 and then pull away before you hit, like, plane detection 6-1. Plus, there's a long time for the planes to go. But still, it's, you know, you can make it useful. Whether or not it's truly effective in randoms, I don't know. Is this a competitive build? Again, I don't know. Like, the thing is, the Haku planes don't have a lot of health, so you're using the concealment. If you look, for example, at the Audacious planes, they have way more health. That's nearly 3,000 health on a fully buffed out torpedo bomber, but that's because it's point blank dropping. You have to fly into the AA as close as possible, and you drop point blank, and then you have to kind of harass the people. The Haku is different. It's more of a distance than a stealth thing. Anyway, but subject to balancing. Remember, this is 8-0. They're going to be balanced 8-1, 8-2.